We got to start in the NFL. Injuries have made this already hectic AFC North even more of a toss-up. On Monday, the Bengals were at plus 425 to win the division. That has skyrocketed to plus 3,500 following Joe Burrow's wrist injury. More on that in a second. The shifts haven't been as drastic, with the Browns losing Deshaun Watson, going from plus 230 to plus 450. And despite an ankle injury to Mark Andrews, the Ravens' big win last night easily makes them the favorite. Let's say hello to Stuckey and Chris Raybon. So about 15 minutes before the show, the Bengals were at plus 2,500 to win the AFC North. It's ballooned yet again because Joe Burrow is reportedly out for the remainder of the season. That's according to Adam Schefter. He is likely to require surgery. So first off, Raybon, what's your reaction to the news?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised just given his reaction in the game. I think, when you look at the Bengals, they were already kind of fighting an uphill battle. They really set themselves behind the eight ball, dropping so many games early in the season. So, going from plus 2,500 to plus 3,500, the books were already starting to factor in the possibility, I think, before the news broke that he might be out for the year. But I think this is really good news for the Ravens because unlike the rest of the teams in this division, their quarterback is still upright.
Stuckey, I'm just bummed. I'm just bummed to see one of the great quarterbacks that we're actually privileged to watch this season go down.
Yeah, I agree. This year, I mean, how many more backup quarterbacks do we need on Sundays? We don't need any more, and the league is so much more fun and just better overall when Joe Burrow's playing. So yeah, look, I'm a Ravens fan. I didn't want to see this happen. It's terrible, and the league's better with Joe Burrow. And I'm tired of backup quarterbacks. Like there's just, I mean, the other week we had 9 start on a Sunday. We're headed towards, I don't know, half the league's going to have backup quarterbacks. So yeah, the one thing I'll say is, look, to Bengals fans and just mainly Bengals fans in general, the Ravens have had terrible injury luck the past 2 years. You just want those seasons where it's just like, look, they've had, Chase hurt, Higgins hurt. Burrow started the year hurt and rusty, and they kind of got behind the eight ball. Bring me all the bad injury luck at once, right? And then get Burrow healthy, ready to go for the start of the year, and they'll be fine. So yeah, they're completely out of it now. I mean, they're also winless in the division, so you can write them off. I saw their Super Bowl odds go to 100-1. I mean, they should be 1,000,000-1, but these years stink if you're a fan of the Bengals when you have bad injury luck, and you just got to wait till next year.
Well, speaking of, Raybon, how would you go about betting the division at this point?
Well, I mean, I think this really helps the Ravens, but their odds are, so juiced up now that I don't really see any value in betting them. I think, the teams to look at are the Steelers and Browns. Now, it's two kind of different situations. The Steelers they're in a good position record-wise, but they're fraudulent. They haven't outgained anybody. So, that's that. But then the Browns, they have this elite defense, but just how good is the quarterback situation going to get? Like, what's the ceiling for that? So I would lean Browns just because there is some uncertainty there. Dorian Thompson-Robinson did look good in the preseason. Maybe he improves. Maybe they sign a veteran. Whereas the Steelers, we kind of know what they are and who they are, and they're probably gonna trend downward at some point. So I think the Browns are that sweet spot where the defense is there, and if they get some luck with a quarterback situation, or knock on wood, or maybe the Ravens, maybe it happens to Lamar again and he misses a couple games.
Watch your mouth.
Well, hey, I'm just putting it out there. So I think the Browns, to answer your question, Maria, are probably the best play at this point from a numbers perspective.
And I don't feel good about it, but at least the Browns, sorry, Stuckey, have beaten the Ravens. But how would you approach this division, Stuck?
Steelers have too. The Steelers, their voodoo's going to end. They're terrible. I would look at the Browns too. Like I have the Browns 4-1 from the beginning of the year. Was buying the upside on Deshaun. But now you have the Bengals out of it. And the Browns' schedule is easy down the stretch. So what you want when you're looking at futures like this is you want upside and you want variance, and that's what either DTR, right? He has way more upside than Pickett. We know Pickett is terrible, so maybe DTR can be a flash in the pan, or as Raybon alluded to, maybe they go get a veteran quarterback. So there's upside there with the Browns. You know they have the best defense in the league. The Steelers, they've been the luckiest team in the history of the NFL through 10 weeks. That regression is coming. I would not look at them no matter what. Although their schedule, their luck never ends. They play the Browns this week with DTR. They play the Bengals next week with Browning. They got the Patriots with whoever they're going to be their quarterback. They got the Bengals again. I mean, this just never ends. But it's Browns or nothing.
Well, there's a reason the Steelers have been all over our Action Network luck rankings.